Terence, let's talk about the nitty gritty here because Fire Shut Up in My Bones is your second opera. Your
Hmm.
first was Champion in
Hmm.
2013, which was directed by my old friend James Robinson. You mentioned Jim
Hmm.
earlier. That's who you were talking about. And
Hmm.
James is the co-director with Camille Brown of Fire.
Hmm.
But opera is not your first medium for musical composition. You are best known as a
Yes.
multiple Grammy-winning jazz trumpeter and band leader, and I'll add great musician, great jazz
Hmm.
musician. Anyone who has watched
Hmm.
a Spike Lee movie over the last 30 years has heard and been moved by your
Hmm.
stirring, majestic scores. So,
Hmm.
given that you're part of the jazz firmament, what
Hmm.
inspired opera as the format for this specific story?
Well, one of the things a lot of people who know me, they know that my father was an amateur baritone. He loved opera. So I heard opera a lot growing up in the house. And one of the things that has always been curious to me, about especially in the African American community is how there's so many people in our community who love the music and love opera, but there's not many formats or pieces actually created for them. I mean, we could talk about Porgy and Bess, but still created for them by African Americans. I mean, at least let me put it this way: there are pieces out there, but pieces that are gaining traction. And to have the opportunity to do something at the Met, on this scale was a very intriguing thing for me. Now, obviously, we started in St. Louis, and one of the things that I really started to realize immediately was that African American opera singers don't get a chance to really fully bring to the table everything that they grow up with. Most of them grow up singing in the church or singing rhythm blues or jazz. And when it comes time to sing Tosca, or La Boheme or Turandot, they're told to turn those things off, And for me, that's a big part of who they are. And one of the things that I love in being in this world is that I get a chance to create some pieces that allow them to bring all of who they are, to the fray. I mean, when you listen to Angel Blue when she sings "Peculiar Grace," she mixes her operatic voice, with this gospel spiritual color that's very moving and very haunting. And I think when you put that together with great acting, great scenery, the entire art form is a very powerful way to tell stories. I've been telling people, stop thinking opera. This is the highest form of musical theater that you can ever experience. And I truly believe that. And with the performances of Fire, I think, people were extremely moved by the entire production, by seeing it all come together, and there's nothing like that I've ever